Hi everybody, this is Back Blast. Here I am again. Oxygen not included. Again. Oxygen not included. We're doing all right actually. We got to the point where we've now got this petroleum generation thing going. Although we're not actually producing petroleum yet, but as soon as we do, let me just talk you through this for a second. So what's happened is, and actually let me just turn down the volume a little bit because I think probably a little bit too loud. Okay. You'll have to let me know if the volume's alright. I think that's probably alright. Right, so what's happening is, we've now got this little area where we've got some water which comes from a cool steam vent up here. Actually, I'm going to put some automation in there. I think maybe if the liquid pressure drops, it'll stop anyway, won't it? Because it'll say it's not in liquid. That'll be fine. Right, so the water comes from here, which is a cool steam vent. It's not actually going to run for another 13 cycles, but that'll be fine. So we've got water in there. The water pumps into this, which is a oil reservoir, an oil well on top of an oil reservoir, and the oil well needs water pressure. So you pump the water into it. When the water gets to a certain volume, it pumps out crude oil, or something like that. It comes out anyway, and we can pump that crude oil up into this tank. Now this tank should also be pumping crude oil into here. For some reason it has got crude oil in there, but nobody's coming down to do anything about it. So what priority have I got on that? I've got an 8 on that. Alright, well let's make this an 8 as well. In fact, let's just do that and go 8 and an 8 on there. So we're really waiting for somebody to come and work this. When they work this, then we're gonna get some what's it called? Petroleum. And the petroleum will then feed into, calm, 1 second. Petroleum will then feed into this generator, which will create its own electricity. So there should be electricity generated by itself, in effect. So this whole system should just work via the petroleum that we've created in there. But unfortunately, nobody's coming down to do this refinery. Now I should have not got rid of the other refinery, but it should be switched off or something. There's no power to it. All the power's switched off up here. And we have got some new principles, so let's have a look at that. I'm not sure I want any of those. Let's reject them all. Yeah, so we're just waiting for that to happen, and once that happens, then we should start getting petroleum coming up through this pipe here, down into here, and then again there should be petroleum going through there. Alright, that's the plan. So that's what we're waiting for today. That's going to be our main thing, getting this working to a state where we're happy with it. So if that then works and we manage to get a reservoir of petroleum, and it's working and it's keeping this running, we might then patch it into the electricity loop that we've got in the main base. Now that'd be good. Got a bit too much sunlight in here. We're a bit sunlit. Yeah, so that's that. Now they've actually finished the pole. Anyone coming in here to do any work can now just slide down the pole. How cool is that? Watch this. Whee! Great stuff. Harry's gone to run on that. This bit, where are you going? Oh, it's Marie. Marie's just picking stuff up, but she has to go the long way around to get back. What's this bit got? Oh, he could have picked something up. Right, alright. He's probably stopped here and picked up something from in here. Probably thimble reed, fibre or something. There's loads in there, isn't there? Might be nice to get one of these transit tubes in here. But again, you know, they use quite a bit of power, and I don't really want to be doing that if we don't need to. Now you might now be questioning, is it worth having somebody running on this if the rest of it isn't working? Yeah, for two reasons. So the first thing is we're getting all the water out of here into here, so we've got a water supply. We don't need to then run that. The other thing is, oh come on. The other thing, I don't quite know what happened then. Picked up some crude oil. I was going to dump it on it. Okay. Right. It's just tidying up. And the other thing is we're pumping out crude oil, so it's filling this reservoir up as well. So it's worth just running the machine, just to keep this going and to keep filling this and filling this. That's what we're doing. We're creating a... Oh, here we go. Devon's doing it. Oh, he did it for a second. There we go. We've got a tiny amount going up. 5 kilos. There's probably about 20 kilos there, isn't there? It's going to drop out of here any second. There it is. And now this is pumping. So where's that gone? It should be heading to this, which should run on its own. But what happens if that gets to here? Does this just kick off on its own? I've never had one of these running before, so it's all new. Are we then going to get a boost in electricity? Oh, we've got some more going through. Are we ready? Are we ready? It's running. It's running. The power's going up. The power's going up. But now it should basically be running off this. We've got power in there. Look, you see more going through with pipes here. That'll come down here. Slowly. And across here. Watch for it going across. There it is. You'll see it through here as well. There it is. It's running again. Electricity's going up. So we don't necessarily need somebody to run on this to keep it running. As long as we've got somebody working this, we'll be fine. We've run out of water up here, but that was the reason for creating this reservoir. You know, we're quite happy to create a reservoir. Same with this. It's going to stop in a minute, isn't it? Because the electricity is going to get used by this pump. It's the only pump that's running. Look at the electricity supply. It's saying it's using 360 watts. Would that be 120? 240. Ah, no, that's 360. It's these two. So it's running the pump, and there's a filter in there as well. And then we just run out of electricity. But it worked. It worked. So all we need is for somebody to run that, and that will sort that out. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's really pretty cool. I'm pleased with how much electricity we got out of that. Although it's now stopped, so it shows that we've got some inadequacy, let's put it that way, in the system. Something not quite right with it yet. Maybe once we get somebody working on that a bit more, and it might be that we could put that nearer the base, maybe in here or something, so it's easier for people to get to and run it. So rather than pumping it down here and then pumping it up, that'd be fine. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm pleased with that. We just need somebody working this. there is crude oil in there. Well, that's really good. I like that. And the trouble with putting one of these transit tubes in is that they do take a lot of power. So if I was to put one in here so they can get back up quickly, that would use more power than it's worth, I think. Here we go. Here we go. Go on, Steve. Go on. Get it working. Yeah, so I'm now thinking maybe we do move it. Maybe we move it up to. Maybe we move it up to somewhere in the base, so that we can get to this in the base. That seems like a thing we might need to do there. It's working. When we get someone down actually running the machine, it runs out of power pretty quick. See the power going down. I'd like to see it with everything running. See how fast the what happens to the power then while this is running and this running. Because at the moment we only got one at a time working. See, this pump's stopped now, which is good because it means that we're drawing less electricity through the system. Stinky's now left that and is wandering back. Bit of starvation. There's food there. There is food there. No, I'm not worried about that. There's food there. See, power going up. When it runs, flies up. The fact is now that it's night time, it's still running. What's going to happen when that reaches full? Hopefully, yeah, that switches off. Hey, is there still liquid? Oh, there's still liquid in the pipe. So when does that switch back on? At 10%. Fantastic. Fantastic. There's still fluid in the pipe, which is good. Battery got to full, so it said, right, stop now, battery's full. Oh, that's really cool. I could run it from like 50% or something. Maybe run it from 20. Just keep it topped up. But the fact that there's liquid already in the pipe waiting to go is great news. You'll see when it drops to 20%, it'll all kick in again. In the meantime, crude oil's coming up. That's really good. Oh, I've made a mistake there. I've made a mistake. I've not got enough tea. I haven't got enough tea. We need tea. Short on tea. Close this off. Right. I'm orange now. I'm all orange. Great stuff. Yeah, it's kicked in again. Power's going up. No, it doesn't take that much actually, so it's not drawing like loads and loads. It's drawing some. It is going down, but look how much is coming through now. This is cool. This is working. I could, of course, create a small loop here, not a loop, but rather a spur off the pipe, so it feeds the pipe directly, so that it sort of gets an immediate kick of petroleum. This thing stand? That's overheating. Why is that overheating? Made out of gold amalgam, that's why. Can I make it out of something else? Ashcan, come on. Now, if you remember from the last video, we put people into new jobs. So we started everybody off at the top, and they're working their way down basically through all the major jobs. We've turned off the auto prioritize, so everybody will do all the jobs. That's made out of gold amalgam. Can I make that as something else? I can make it out of steel. I'd have been better off with it out of steel. Can we deconstruct that, please? Gold amalgam. I've disabled auto repair as well. Why did we build it out of that instead of steel? Just overheated. Now then. It's pumping quite a lot of polluted water out of this, isn't it? I don't know how long we can use it for before I'm going to have to think about doing something with this area. Now, what's happening with you? Huh? Fertilization. What's happening with compost? Can I put another one of these in? I think it might be worth having another one. What are you doing there? What are you doing there? And there's another one there. These escaped. I'm quite happy that they're wandering about, but okay. I don't know whether it's worth putting another compost pile in. What have we got in here? Have we got any dirt? No, Drecklets or Drecklets basically. Let's not bother with that. And the trouble is, see, if I move that compost pile to here and then put another one next to it, I haven't got room for a deodorizer, which might be an issue. It'd probably be worth putting it somewhere else. And we don't tend to go in here that often. I wonder whether I could pop one in down here. What does it come under? It comes under that. Can we fit one in there? Put one there, it won't like it though, will it? They are 2 squares wide. It'll just mean I need to get rid of the deodorizer. Let's do that. That's on a priority 8. We're all still in the morning cycle of having showers and having a bit of a dance before they actually get on with any work. There we go. 2 we're going to have. 2. There we go, we've got 2 now.